Hi guys, how are you all? So today's video is for CA students who have not been able to clear their exams in the previous attempts. Okay, so I had also cleared my CA attempt in 4 of the attempts. So there were 3 times that I had faced failure. So I know what it feels like. And of course towards the end of the attempts, of course during the 3rd attempt, I could realize that what were the mistakes that I was making. So today guys, I am here to share with you the 5 very simple steps that you need to follow in case you have not been able to clear your CA exams. Okay, so if you follow these 5 simple steps, then you will be very close to achieving your dream of becoming a CA. So this is actually the right way of approaching the exams if you have not been able to clear in the past. Okay, so guys, let's start with the video. So now coming to step number 1. Okay, so step number 1 is that firstly, whenever you see failure, whether it is the first time you have failed or it is your 2nd attempt or maybe it's your 3rd or any multiple attempt, it is obviously not something very good for the brain to know. Okay, so it is not something very easy for us to accept. So the step number 1 is exactly this, that firstly we need to accept whatever has happened with us. Okay, until and unless we are not accepting the situation that has come to us, we will not be able to proceed further or move on in life. Okay, if we get stuck over there, if we start thinking negative, if we start doing negative self-talk and just keep telling us that I was not capable enough to achieve this dream of becoming a CA, or I did these mistakes and I am the one to blame. If you keep blaming yourself and creating or filling your mind with those negative thoughts, then guys, you will definitely be stuck at that place. Okay, so you have to move on. And why is it important to move on? Because you have to clear your CA exams and have to achieve the dream of becoming a chartered accountant. Okay, so step number 1 is most important, that accept whatever has happened to you. It is, guys, it is okay to fail. Trust me, it is okay. I mean, we are human beings and we can make mistakes. We can go for or opt for some of the ways which are not exactly, which does not lead us to the path of success. Okay, so it is okay, I think. And see, because you learn a lot. Okay, but if you are failing multiple times, then of course that is a problem. Okay, so now you need to stop here. You need to accept your things and then you need to probably get your things back together and then move on. Okay, so start accepting what has happened so that you are able to move on. That was step number 1. Now coming to your step number 2. So when you have relaxed your mind, accepted whatever has happened, and you are ready to just aggressively approach the CA exam, so now you need to assess what went wrong. Okay, now you need to assess your performance or your what actually did you do wrong in the past, because of which you scored less. Okay, so now people who have missed the aggregate or have scored 190 or have scored 195 or 35 or 38 or 39, guys, don't think that your preparation was perfect enough and it was just your luck that you were not able to clear. I mean, question yourself, why was your preparation not that good that you were able to score 250 or 300 or probably 60, 70? Why do you have to aim for 40 marks? Okay, so now you need to assess yourself, and how will you do that is very important. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to take a pen and paper, list down all the subjects that you actually had appeared for. Okay, group 1, group 2, whatever, or both groups. Then subject wise make a list of what were your weak areas and which can of course be improved. Okay, what is that went wrong, what were the mistakes you made, what were the problem areas. So that is what you need to actually identify, that where did you go wrong. And until and unless you are not able to identify the problem areas, how will you go and work on those problems? And when you write it down with a pen on a paper, then you have that clarity of thought, and that clarity is there in your mind that what is exactly where you need to work upon. Okay, so now subject wise list is something that you need to prepare. plus you need to prepare a generic list. Okay, generic list when I say, so what were the general issues that you faced apart from a specific subject, I would say. For example, you were very scared before the exams, okay, or you were in a lot of panic mode while you were going for the exams, and because of that confidence, low confidence, or maybe that you were very fearful. So because of that, you were not able to approach the exams very properly. Or a generic problem can be you just did not focus on past papers at all, or you just did not practice any of the papers. Okay, so there can be different generic problems. Obviously all of these issues that you list down will be person specific. Okay, so that is step number 2, that you need to assess your performance. That is very important. If you haven't done this till now, then you should do it now. Okay, now coming to your step number 3. Now once you have assessed yourself, you need to plan accordingly. That performance assessment that you have done has to be the base of your plan. If you have identified a subject which requires more attention, okay, as per the list that you've made, obviously your plan should give that subject comparatively more time. All right, so that is how you have to prepare a plan. And if you have identified as a generic weakness that you panic a lot, or you are very scared of giving the exams, then you need to give yourself some time on a daily basis to keep yourself mentally calm as well. Okay, maybe you can do yoga or something that relaxes your mind, because that is also very important. That is also identified as a problem. So when you have identified those problems, just write down solutions against those problems, and basis those solutions only your plan should be prepared. Okay, that is your step number 3. Okay, also guys, if you need any assistance in preparation of your plan, so you can also contact me. I am dropping my email ID below, because I take one-to-one sessions as well, video sessions as well, so we can discuss about those list of weaknesses in those sessions that I take, and then I can help you with the plan that you are working on. Okay, so I will drop in my email ID in the description box. You can mail me, and then I can send you the details of the video sessions that I take. Okay, now once you are done with step number 3, you go to step number 4. Step number 4 is execution of that plan. That is most important. See, you have done the planning, the analyzing, the relaxing of your mind. You've done all of that. What is the most important step? That you should be able to execute that plan. You have to be consistent with that plan. You have to achieve the targets that you've mentioned in that plan. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so because most of the people prepare the plan, then they are not able to achieve some of the days, and they miss their targets, and then they tend to just forget the plan. Then they tend to just get demotivated, and then they just stop following the plan. So guys, don't do that mistake. Okay, it is okay. Sometimes targets cannot be achieved because maybe we did not make it a realistic target, or maybe there was some topic or some chapter which took more time of ours more than what we had estimated. Okay, so that is why it is important that you execute it very well. So that was step number 4. Now coming to step number 5, which is again a very important step, that you need to monitor your progress. So what we do not do is, we always have this tendency of just preparing the plan, and we just keep going on and on and on and on. So but what we are not doing is, we are not monitoring our progress. So if, for example, if I have a plan of studying for 12 hours each day, then actual hours, what is the actual hours or actual output that I am getting during the day? That is also important. So there should be a day-wise tracking that you do. So what I personally did was that I had a paper pasted in front of my study table, and all the dates were mentioned, and I just used to track the number of hours that I was studying for during the day. Okay, and of course whether I was able to achieve my target or not. Okay, I was able to achieve that target of completing that chapter or not, or I was able to study for 12 hours or not. And if when I see in front of me that since 3 consecutive days I have only been able to study for 10 hours, okay, instead of 12 hours, then that is an alarm for me. Okay, that is something that will push me to study more and achieve my target the next day. Okay, so this is what happens when you monitor your progress, and this is something which I am sure 90% of the people do not do. Okay, so guys, these were the 5 simple steps, and trust me, these are simple. You just have to push yourself to follow it. That's it. Otherwise there is nothing very difficult in following these steps. Okay, and if you follow these, you will be much more closer to your dream of becoming a chartered accountant. So guys, thank you so much for giving your time to my video, and also I request you, if you like the video guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. Also please don't forget to share it with all your friends who are also pursuing CA, so that they can also get help from this video. Okay guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.